Hey everyone, welcome to a very special episode, the American Pentathlon. These 5 events that are a general test of athleticism, but that are very, very American in character. Before I tell you what they are, how did I get involved in trying to do this and being able to complete it? I have a PhD in history, so I'm always especially interested in American history, looking back at different parts, often unknown, overlooked parts of our history and things like that. And then between 2011 and 2013, I competed for the Polish national baseball team. And so both of those currents, as a historian and national team baseball player, of course leads me to love all sports in general, and especially international competition, history of the Olympics and that kind of thing. And so I stumbled across the American Pentathlon, 5 events that are very, very American in their testing of athleticism. They are as follows. Number 1, being able to hit a 500-pound deadlift. Number 2, half of that weight, 250 pounds for the bench press. Then 2 events where you have to hit 10'4", being able to broad jump out to 10 feet 4 inches and dunk a basketball on a 10'4" hoop. And event number 5, which I think is probably the most challenging, being able to homer off of a tee, or homer off like out of a stationary position. I guess you could do it from a side flip or a front flip too. Anyone that knows baseball, even kind of in a very basic sense, knows that the pitcher provides a lot of velocity for that ultimate exit velocity, right? Some of these guys hit these 450-foot home runs off 100-mile-an-hour fastballs, and a lot of that power is being supplied by the pitcher. So event number 5 is being able to homer with you supplying all of the power. Traditionally, when I was reading this, no one knows who invented the American Pentathlon. A lot of different theories floating around. Some people say it was around as early as the 19-teens. Some people say Babe Ruth actually was one of the first people to do this kind of for off-season training. Other people say football players in the 1940s developed it. I actually kind of regret, as a historian, not being able to pin down the exact origin story of this, be able to track down the exact reliable sources. A lot of it is shrouded in mystery. To repeat again, 500-pound deadlift minimum, 250-pound bench press minimum, 10'4", events 3 and 4 respectively, broad jumping out to 10'4", dunking on a 10'4" hoop, and then event number 5 to round out the American Pentathlon, homering off of a tee. Now, why did I say these events are very, very American in their character? Is weightlifting specific to Americans? No, of course not. But Americans do love strength and power. We have this fascination, if not obsession, with power. And so you have 2 lifting events. You have 2 events that are shout outs to the football combine, the NFL combine. The bench press, which in the combine is 225, 25 pounds less. 225 for as many reps as possible. Most specifically, though, the broad jump. One of these events of the American Pentathlon, the broad jump, is a discontinued old Olympic event. It used to be called the standing long jump. I still think that there are some countries that do the standing long jump in their own kind of trials and national competitions. So you have, the two weightlifting stuff that are shout outs to, I guess, just, Americans' fascination with strength and power and that kind of thing, lifting. You have 2 football events, the bench press and the broad jump. You have, of course, a basketball event, being able to dunk on 10'4". Everyone knows the standard hoop is 10 feet, but so, a little bit, above that. And then finally, the American pastime, baseball, homering off the tee. So you have 5 events, the American Pentathlon, that touch on American strength, football, baseball, and basketball. Often these 3 classic sports, right? You talk about this like, Americana 1950s high school kid from Kansas. He's the quarterback on the football team. He plays small forward in basketball and also pitches and plays in the outfield and bats cleanup for his baseball team. So once more, without further ado, the American Pentathlon, 5 events. And before I even announce them for the final time, just kind of FYI, in my research, if someone was curious, when were these done? Often it was done within a week. So there was no requirement to do it, in one day. Obviously, that sounds very challenging to gear up to do such intense jumping, broad jumping and dunking, and then be expected to do a 500-pound deadlift. To be able to hit, get warmed up, maybe take live BP, whatever, and get yourself optimal to try to homer off the tee, and then have energy left to bench press. So often this thing would be done over the course of a week. A week to 10 days is what my research said, often alongside weddings. Apparently it's a very, very popular thing. You look at old Olympic history, the old Olympic Games would often take place alongside world fairs. The American Pentathlon would often be done alongside weddings, grand celebrations. We have this wonderful thing to celebrate, this wonderful couple just starting their life. Let's go look at these awesome, very American feats of athleticism. So once more in order: 500-pound deadlift, 250-pound bench press, 10'4" broad jump, dunking on a 10'4" hoop, and homering off the tee. Yep. It's time for Empress Bubblegum's Athletic Club.
Generaci Brno a Ostravští Arrows. Aut číslo 2.
Palce Gracjan Kraszewski.
A vtip. Ano, hodně kuriózní, ale počítá.